You are sitting with people you like, laughing at the right moments, telling the version of the story that usually works, and somehow you still feel absent from the room. Nothing obviously bad happened. Everyone may even think you were warm, confident, and easy to be around, but on the way home you feel strangely tired. That tiredness is not always social anxiety, and it is not proof that you dislike people. Sometimes it is the cost of performing a version of yourself for too long. A performance begins whenever part of your attention leaves the conversation and moves into a control booth that asks, "How am I coming across right now?" From that booth, you adjust your face, soften an opinion, prepare the next joke, hide a disappointment, and check whether the room still approves of you. Most people do this occasionally because social adjustment is normal. The problem begins when adjustment stops being a choice and becomes the price of belonging. You may have learned that price early without anyone ever explaining it to you. Perhaps being quiet kept an unpredictable parent calm. Being useful earned praise, being funny stopped people from looking too closely, or being agreeable prevented conflict. Each strategy solved a real problem at the time, so your brain saved it like a costume labeled "safe to wear around other people." Years later, the room changes, but the costume remains. You enter friendships, meetings, dates, and family dinners dressed for an old danger that is no longer there. One costume is the easygoing person who never minds changing plans, even while resentment quietly keeps a record of every time their needs disappeared. Another is the competent person who answers every request, fixes every problem, and would rather become exhausted than let somebody see them uncertain. There is also the funny person who can turn pain into a perfect story, make the whole table laugh, and leave without anyone realizing the story was a confession. These performances look different, but they run on the same bargain. If I give people the version they want, I can reduce the risk that they reject the version I am. The bargain works just well enough to become convincing. People invite you back, call you dependable, say you are never difficult, and reward the role until the role begins to feel more valuable than the person playing it. But there is a hidden problem. Approval cannot reassure you when you believe it belongs to the costume. Imagine a singer receiving applause while standing behind a cardboard figure. The louder the applause becomes, the more the singer wonders whether anyone would stay if the cardboard disappeared. That is why you can be surrounded by affection and still feel unknown, because people are responding to information you carefully selected before giving it to them. You may tell yourself that nobody asks what you need, while automatically saying, "I am fine," before they have a chance to ask the second question. You may wish someone would notice you are overwhelmed, while making your exhaustion look so organized that helping you would almost feel rude. You may want deeper friendships, but every vulnerable moment gets converted into advice, humor, or a polished summary before another person can meet you inside it. The loneliness here is not simply a lack of people, it is the distance between what you experience and what you allow other people to see. Maintaining that distance uses energy because the brain must run two conversations at once, the one happening in the room and the private one monitoring your performance. This is why a simple gathering can feel like a job interview, and why you replay ordinary conversations later as if a committee will grade the footage. The replay usually focuses on tiny mistakes, but the deeper fear is not that you said one awkward thing. It is that the unscripted version of you briefly appeared. So you prepare harder next time, which makes you look smoother but feel even less present, and the solution quietly strengthens the problem. Now consider a small experiment. Imagine two versions of the same evening with the same people, the same table, and the same conversation. In the first version, you agree with a movie opinion you dislike, accept an invitation you do not want, and hide that a casual comment hurt you. In the second version, you disagree without making a speech, say you are not free that weekend, and admit that the comment landed badly. The second evening may contain 3 uncomfortable seconds that the first evening avoids, but it also contains something the first evening cannot produce: evidence that honesty did not end the relationship. That evidence matters because you cannot think your way out of a performance that your nervous system learned through experience. You need new experiences, small enough to survive and clear enough to remember. Start with preferences, not confessions. Choose the restaurant you actually want, say which movie you did not enjoy, or stop pretending that every plan works equally well for you. Then practice a clean no without building a courtroom defense. "I cannot do Thursday" is a complete piece of information, not the opening statement of a trial. Next, leave one small imperfection visible. Ask a question you think you should know, admit that you need more time, or let a joke pass without rescuing the silence. With safer people, replace the polished summary with one honest sentence, such as, "I am making this sound funny, but it actually hurt more than I expected." Pay attention to what happens next, because some people will move closer, some will barely react, and a few may only prefer you when the costume serves them. Losing approval from the last group can feel like failure, but it may be the first accurate information the relationship has given you. The goal is not radical honesty with everyone, and it is not saying every thought out loud. Privacy is a boundary, while performance is the belief that your real response is unacceptable. You still get to be tactful, generous, funny, and capable, but those qualities work differently when they are choices instead of entrance fees. Over time, the control booth becomes quieter, your attention returns to the room, and conversations stop feeling like scenes you must successfully complete. You may become less universally easy to like, but the people who remain will be responding to a person they have actually been allowed to meet. And that is the difference between being admired and being known. Admiration can reach a performance, but connection only begins where the performance ends.